we're out here at Mirage, and I'm going to try a few things on the bike. We're riding my CRF250RX today, and we're going to play around with the engine mapping. And they've got a little try-me track set up out here, and it's kind of neat. It's got some hay bales, nothing real difficult, but should be able to try to do some consistent laps. I just want to feel the difference of the engine mapping and see if one is easier to control. I think the engine mapping in mode 1, 2, and 3 goes into sort of standard, easy, and then aggressive. So we're going to play around with that today. See how picture over. What kind of picture do you want me to put over your face?
Squirrel.
A squirrel? So Jennifer wants a squirrel picture over her face. So
Yeah, that doesn't work that
wait till you see the edit. Try not to move too much.
way. Move too much.
Because if you start moving around, then I'm gonna have to make the squirrel bigger to cover the area.
Okay.
Okay, so we are leaving El Mirage. Maybe I should have taken a picture of this. I don't think I'm going to. Because El Mirage has something cool. Besides the dry lake bed, they actually have an El Mirage OHV area, OHV skills training course. So it's kind of neat. So my little test session today, we tested the ECM mapping, or the engine mapping, on my CRF250RX, and it went really well. Unfortunately, my camera footage died out before I got to the engine mapping 3 setting, which is the aggressive setting. I actually did some, my lovely wife helped me out today. She helped me actually check, she timed my laps for me. So what's funny is most, on all the settings, so there's map 1, which is standard, map 2, which is slow or less aggressive, and then map 3, which is the most aggressive. For the most part on this little course, I seem to be averaging about 3 minutes, 45 seconds, 44 seconds. The standard map, it was about closer to 345, and I think my fastest lap was a 344. On the slow setting, I actually did a little bit faster. I seem to be picking up just a little bit more. I think my average was actually 344, and my fastest lap was, what, a 342 maybe?
Yeah, I think it was a 3.
I'd have to look at the pictures again. But on the aggressive, on map 3, I actually did a lot better. My fastest lap in map 3 was a 340, 3 minutes 40 seconds on this course, and that was my fastest lap of the day. Had a brain fart. Hang on, I'll be right back. I checked out for a minute. So, I don't know if my lap times were getting faster because of the assistance, or the way that the different engine mappings and the throttle response and the bike reacted. I think it was probably a combination of both. I will admit that as the day went on and as I did more laps, I was getting more used to the course, and there were some of the areas where I was finding quicker lines through, like some of the corners. There was several corners that were they're pretty whooped out, and some of them were pretty sandy, and they seemed to slow me down. There was other areas where I could try to make up time. There was one little straightaway where I could open it up pretty good, and I would try to make up time. But I was just trying to be consistent through a lot of my laps, and get a fair reading. So the only unfair advantage would be that as the day progressed, I was getting more used to the course. On a flip side of that, as the day progressed, I got more tired. I got more exhausted as well. So I was trying to be conscious of my effort and actually give good effort of it. In regards to the engine mapping, though, however, I will have to honestly say I expected the different engine maps to be drastically different. They weren't drastically different, but they were noticeably different. The standard setting is what I started off on, and I want to say that the standard setting will probably be like a medium setting. And the bike was very responsive. It did what I wanted it to. When I twisted the throttle, it wasn't that bad. On the slow setting, I noticed that it was a little bit more hesitant. I didn't notice a loss of power. I didn't notice that the bike was weaker. It just seemed to take it a little bit longer. I had to twist the throttle a lot more to get it into that power band. And it was a lot smoother. It wasn't as snappy, but it was still very manageable. I did some very respectable lap times with the standard and the slow map setting. Now the aggressive map setting, that's probably the one that if I had to say that I noticed a distinct difference, I would have to say that the aggressive map setting was very distinctive. It was very snappy. Didn't take much of a throttle input to get the bike to react. I don't know which one I like better. I honestly don't. And some of the sandy loose stuff, I'd probably have to say I like the aggressive or the standard setting. The slow setting, sometimes when I would hit the sand or the soft stuff, I would find myself twisting that throttle expecting a response, and I wasn't getting it, not as fast as I wanted it. I could, however, see where if you're going over a really choppy section and the front end's getting light and you're bouncing around and there's rocks, I could see real easily how that maps 3 setting, that aggressive setting, the bike could get away from you pretty easily. And I'm only on 250. I can only imagine what the 450 is doing. So maybe I'll post up my lap times. I won't show the whole video, it's way too long. I'll just post up a couple of my fastest laps. I'm not really going to show anything on how to do the engine mapping. It's pretty simple. You have the little engine mapping button near the kill switch, and you just tap it once and it'll blink either once for map 1, which is standard, twice for map 2, which is soft, or 3 times for map 3, which is the aggressive. And to change it, you just press and hold it for a few seconds and release it. It'll change, and it'll blink that many times to verify what map you're in. And it's literally just whenever you press and hold it, it goes to the next map setting. For example, if you're in map 2, it'll go to map 3. If you're in map 3, it'll go back to map 1 and cycle through that way. It's pretty easy to do. There's lots of other videos that other people have posted on how to do that. I'm not going to bore you with it. Rocky Mountain ATV did a pretty good video. I think it's less than 2 minutes. So anyway, thanks to Jennifer. You still want to be covered up with the squirrel?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks to my wife Jennifer, the squirrel, for hanging out with me and helping me. She was the one running the stopwatch and taking lap times for me. It was a big help. So hope you guys enjoy this video and get something from it, and I'll catch you guys on the next clip. Peace.